right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to welcome everyone here to the State of Synth. My name is Dennis G.
And I'm Neon Fawkes.
Mr. Neon Fawkes. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing all right. It's a weird hour, 6:30 on a Thursday.
It is.
Eastern Standard Time, for those of you who are listening. We are live.
It is super weird. I hate doing these shows like on the half hour, but it's just one of them things where I've been running around and it was just the only way to do it because my daughter's in the play. She's doing like a high school play, and I have to like take her here and take her there, and you know,
take her everywhere.
I wish I could just dedicate all my time to the State of Synth, but I have a life. You know,
you have a life.
I got things to do.
Man.
But you know what I do have? Last week I was a little worried because I was a little bit too jazzed up on coffee. I finally found the perfect compromise for not, drinking too much coffee, and I like beer. So I've been just drinking coffee beer, and it's been perfectly.
I was about to say, knowing you found beer that tastes like coffee.
It is not only tasting like coffee, it is coffee in beer and brewed with coffee beans. I don't know how they make it. They brew it with coffee beans. But this is what it does. It picks you up, and then it brings you down at the same time. So you're just kind of like leveled out. You just got to level it out, and then I'm good, And it's healthy, too, because, coffee has antioxidants, and beer just tastes good. So, we do have a very special guest. And
yes, we do. Let's introduce Lost Nights.
Mr. Lost Nights.
Mr. Nights.
Hey, guys. Hope you didn't discover that coffee beer at your daughter's play.
It was... I generally will drop them off and just head to my favorite brew
It's a weird
place.
Google search for the other parents to see over the shoulder,
Where is the nearest liquor store? Yeah.
How to combine coffee and alcohol.
How to stay awake and get drunk at the same time.
I'm telling you, it is like the next best thing. And another one of my favorites is although it's not good for you, the vodka and the Red Bull. Because that's the same concept, but that's like amplified. I feel like that's amplified too much. You know what I mean? Like it brings you too far up and too far down.
Yeah, and then you wake up in Tijuana next to a donkey.
Exactly. I just keep it safe levels of drunkenness, and then we're good.
So Cody, do we call you Mr. Nights, Cody, Lost Nights? How do you want us to refer to you?
Whatever you prefer. You can just call me Cody.
Very good. Yeah, we do have to ask that question because we do get a lot of anonymous artists, which is totally cool. But I think Jules kind of ruined it when right off the bat he's like, "So Cody, what do we call?" That's my secret unknown
surprise
name.
No, it's not a wild secret who I am. I mean, Lost Nights, for the most part, we've kept our personas or our personage kind of out of the spotlight, but it's not because I'm worried about it or anyone I've worked with is worried about it. It's just because we prefer for the music to speak for itself. If
absolutely.
Results come out well, we know that it's due to what we made and nothing else.
That's the key.
Speaking of, by the way, we are live.
Yes.
So if folks are tuned in, if you people listening are in YouTube or in the IRC at nightride.fm, say hi. We'd like to throw out some shout outs, and I got a couple already.
Ooh.
In relation to your talk about coffee and beer, Max Gaide from Thailand in the YouTube chat.
Oh shoot, Thailand, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's his morning over there, and he's having beer.
There it
coffee.
is. That is the breakfast of champions right there.
And of course, big shout out to Craig Packman, all the way from Perth, Australia. He's just starting his work day, so
awesome.
Say hi to everybody in the warehouse, Craig.
I feel like we get so many people from like the other side of the world.
It's the time of day that we're airing, I guess.
It is. Nobody wants to stay up.
Shout out to Dysterian, our buddy from Poland.
Hey, that's one guy who likes to stay up. So shout out to Dysterian.
And of course, Evil has tuned in as well.
Very good. Very, very good. So it is just a wonderful pleasure to speak with you, Cody. I love.
I don't
new
know
album.
how we didn't do this sooner.
I know.
We've all been friends for what, like 4 years now?
Yes, absolutely. Although Jules, like, I don't know. I feel like every week I bring him a new artist, and I'm like, this is a brand new artist. I just discovered him, and like Jules is like, yeah, so that's such and such. He used to work with such and such. He used to do music with such and such. They have 3 albums. I have all their albums on vinyl, and I'm like, dude, you are like a super, I don't know, like super duper fan that I don't even think you're human at this point, Jules.
Jules is like the Sasquatch of synth. He connects us all like the missing link, you know? Is that
I think Karen Zoe Lee's going to steal that title from me.
I don't know.
She's on a tear. But more shout outs, by the way.
She did beat you to having me as a guest. So.
Yes, she did.
That's right.
I know.
Yeah.
She's always like one step ahead of Dennis and I. So.
Yeah.
That's true. No, that's okay.
We're gonna get gunship before she does.
Yeah.
Watch.
Yes. That's
aiming high.
That's gonna happen.
Gonna have to bribe them or something.
I like the ambition.
Large.
Quick shout outs to Jeff Creature, who's joined us in the chat, finishing his workday. John Stark, 84, joined us in the IRC chat from Germany.
Sweet.
And over in the YouTubes, we've got Corruption, who's from Yukon.
Cool. Yukon. Where's that at?
Yeah, Canada. It's one of our provinces, territories, way up north. So I think you know where Alaska is?
Yes. That's really far up north.
Yeah, so pretty much up there. We've also got Tony Hayes from Greece.
Greece. Very nice.
Hey, so thanks for tuning in, folks.
Yeah, I love it.
We've also somebody joined Night Ride called Hey.
Hey ho, hey ho.
Hey, if you want to change your nick, just type /Nick and your new name.
Yes, that's all you gotta do. /Nick, and then your name, and then that is, you could be anybody you want in the IRC. That's what I love about it. So.
I can't wait for them to change the name to Hey Hey.
So I can't wait to dig. I love the new album. I think it's just brilliant. I want to talk all about it. Before we do, Jules, I know we have a song lined up here that we would like to play. Now, is this like a poorly titled song? Like it's just called Song 4? Is this like bad metadata, or is it literally called Song 4?
It's called Song 4.
Nice. I like that because it's kind of like, I feel like, you know, you ran out of ideas, but also like you're intentionally like doing the old, you know, what's the joke when you have like Ableton Live or something like that? What do they call the default
like your project
file name?
Yeah.
It's like Project 4.
Yeah.
Version 63.
Right.
That's how almost all songs start when you're writing. You just type something random, like, you know, wrote on Workday 5 or whatever it is, and you rename it later once the thought is kind of complete. So I can understand that, but they also could just simply be so avant-garde that, you know, this logic is far beyond us simpletons.
But, by the way, a couple of more shout-outs. Hey, turns out, is named Achaeus.
Hey!
So welcome. And we were just joined by Joust 7800. So I think it's time to play his song, because, man, this song slaps your ass. Let me tell you. It is.
We love
chipwave
that slap our ass.
Like a chipwave.
I'm going to check it for handprints afterwards.
This was red hot.
All right. So let's play it. Yes. Joust 7800 is from Wyoming, and of course his name is a nod to the hit game.
Oh, I love that game.
Atari 7800.
It's the best game.
Mm-hmm.
And he's confirmed that yes, the title is Song 4. So here it is. Get ready to have your 8-bit face melted. This is Song 4 by Joust 7800 right here on Night Ride FM.
And that was Song 4 by Joust 7800.
Wasn't that awesome?
I loved it. It was just like a fun. I felt like I was just like, on the Joust game.
Dude,
like, that's that. I'm trying to be serious.
It's like
it didn't come
going
out.
to the arcade, hopped up on something.
It's like it does remind me of, like, I could see like the little jousting. What were they? Were they peacocks?
No, they were ostriches.
Ostriches. That's right.
Yeah, and you fly them around. You bump into them and collect the eggs.
Oh my god!
And then if you weren't fast enough, that dragon would come along.
That was like, I think top 5 best games on Atari.
Awesome game.
I had the wood grain. I'm so old. I had the wood grain Atari with the little.
I've got both wood grains. One with the 6 switches on it, and one with the 4 switches on it. So the 6 switch, I think, is called the Vader model. Anyways, don't get into consoles with me.
It's like the station wagon of consoles.
Yeah, it really is.
Wood paneling and
it truly is, because it fit with the 80s basement.
Right.
Well, yeah, back then, I mean, that was the height of luxury. If your car had wood in it.
Even if it was like had wood paneling, your Atari had wood paneling.
Was it real wood, or was it like just like faux wood?
It was probably laminate.
Yeah. But it was the big deal. And that's the funny thing. Everyone thinks this is why synthwave is just a crock of bullshit, really, honestly.
I know. There's no need. I mean, the neon, maybe, if you lived in Miami.
Maybe, right. Couple
but generally
flamingos.
Speaking, synthwave is all of us being nostalgic for a time that never happened.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because the 80s was nothing like that in any sense of the word. It was brown ashtrays and McDonald's. That's what the 80s was.
And
exactly.
Brown ashtrays at McDonald's for the most part.
Correct. Yeah.
People smoking in McDonald's.
Or eating in a Pizza Hut, because it was a sit-down restaurant.
Oh my god, they don't even have Pizza Huts in my area anymore. They got rid of them. I love Pizza Hut. I'm not a big deep dish fan, but I like the Pizza Hut deep dish. Quick shout out to our Discord. We're all about pizza. In fact, if you guys join our Discord, Nightride FM /Discord or whatever, just Google Synthwave Discord, it will pop up.
You guys have a pizza Discord? Is Kaylin the moderator?
We do.
Kaylin should be.
She should be.
She
occasionally.
You should just have Von Kaiser run the whole thing.
I think that would be perfect. I mean, they run our show half the time, so they get.
By the way, I got to do a quick shout out to Rex Balls, who joined the IRC. I think he messed up his username because it's Buster Nuts.
No, that's probably not messed up.
Yeah, all right. Well, and also DRFK Noble, Dr. Buck Noble?
Okay.
Dr. FK Noble, who's joined us from Auckland, New Zealand.
Oh, look at that. Quick shout out to our New Zealand listeners, too.
Yeah. Speaking of which, hey, Retro Hit Radio.
Should we do it now?
Did I mention that? We should do a shout out to Retro Hit Radio, who likes to, because we're kind of syndicated, right?
We
like
are
to air our shows.
Right. We're kind of a big deal.
So if you go to retrohitradio.co.nz, it's a 24-hour, it's a website, 24-hour synthwave and 80s radio, like us.
They do it both. They do the 80s and the synthwave. You get that mix.
So shout out to the Kiwis.
Yeah, we love you guys, and thanks for listening. We always appreciate getting the word of synth out there, because that's what it's all about.
Spread the gospel of synth.
Speaking of synth, my man. This album, your stuff is just great. I just dig it. I love the newest album is by far, I think, my favorite so far. I think you really knocked it out of the park. So yeah, let's talk about all that stuff.
Let's start at the beginning.
All right, the beginning. Where were you born?
When did you start producing music?
Well,
when did you get the bug?
God, I started playing guitar in 1999.
Wow, nice.
But honestly, music had always been a bug in my family. My grandmother had a band called the 5Ds back in the 50s or so, where her 5 sisters, who all of their names started with D.
Okay, I thought it was going to be like a female lead and like 5 guys in the background.
No,
it was a different type of D, I guess.
Painting that picture of my dear departed grandmother.
I know. This is where I go.
No,
I apologize.
No, don't be. Don't be.
Oh, Dennis.
She played accordion and she sang, and her sisters all sang too and had a band together. And there was a standing tradition on my dad's side of the family of naming all of your kids with the same first initial. All of his siblings' names start with J, and his name is Jeff.
That's a good idea.
In the 80s, my dad was in a touring band with we call him my Uncle Zane, but it's technically his cousin. And eventually he did sound at Magic Mountain. He ran sound for Blue Oyster Cult and Black Sabbath.
Oh, shoot.
And all sorts of large bands just before he met my mom. That's awesome. Then my Uncle Zane, he went on to be a touring drummer. He played on tour with Kenny Loggins.
Wow. Nice.
Drummed with some real legends.
That's amazing.
But when he
Highway
wasn't
to the
drumming,
Footloose Zone.
Yeah. But when he wasn't drumming, he primarily was just a trucker. And so even though music has kind of run through my veins from, it's kind of like, Paul Atreides just being set up to fail, because I've always felt it was a bit of a curse, because I'm now old enough to see all of, my peers who just got really into accounting.
Yeah,
like how well that worked out for them,
You're right.
Yeah, and just it can sometimes, I think, for all people who pursue music as a career, it can feel a bit like a handicap, but you can't not. If you have the bug, there's no.
Your accounting friends are not going to have someone like me running up to them saying, "Hey, man, I've got your vinyl."
It's true. I one thing's for certain, my accountant friends, they don't have the best friends in the world like I do, and they don't have the crazy stories that I do.
Yeah, but when it comes to money and taxes and shit, they got that shit locked down too. So,
yeah,
they can save the day.
What led to synthwave is rather odd.
Do tell.
Because as a musician, I had been in every genre that you could possibly imagine. I mean, I had played in punk bands, primarily in metal bands in the past. I would say I was more metal bands than anything. Rock bands, played with pop groups, with folk groups. I used to be a touring folk musician, but played most genres you can imagine. But I was in a band that was seeing a lot of success, but I had, I think, different ambitions than they did at the time. So we parted ways, and when we did, I went back to Stetson Whitworth, who was the producer on our record, and said that, and booked a session with him and told him I honestly don't know why. I just know that if I let there be a gap or a lull in the creative process, that this might spell the end. And I can't imagine a life without music. So when I came into the studio, we both just explored different music that we liked. He re-examined, what he thought my voice was capable of, because I was only in a rock band because of him, because he heard me sing my folk music and he said, I think that you could do rock. And so he said, well, why don't we just try something odd? And that day we wrote Tattered Time.
I'm sorry, what did you write?
Tattered Time.
Tattered Time, the first song
from
Rewind. Nice. And neither of us were that well versed in synthwave, to be frank. At that point in time, he had loosely heard of the genre, but I mean, he'd only really heard of the big names. He showed me a little bit of the Midnight, and I mean, I was instantly hooked after hearing Days of Thunder. And then we put the bones of that song together and got together 2 weeks later. And then I came back having absolutely devoured the backlog of the genre and said, I think we could do this,
Nice.
By the way, I gotta say, Stetson Whitworth That sounds like the most Salt Lake City name I've ever heard.
Stetson with that is an
that's
amazing
where
name.
The studio is, but he's not originally from Salt Lake.
That is the coolest name I've ever heard.
And he apprenticed under Feldman.
Oh,
Corey?
No, not Corey.
Okay.
No. Feldman from Goldfinger.
Oh, okay.
He produced The Used as well. That was the first big breakout band that he produced. But he's produced a lot of really big names in rock, and is known as one of the better producers in the world, and that's where Stetson learned. So I mean, he's world class. He just happened to be here, and we happened to have worked together before. And you also thank him. We worked together on Noah's Ghost, and in no small part, that record is as good as it is because of Stetson. And then me and my friend Eric Robertson worked on Kaiju Wave together. I obviously love that EP, but that's because Kaiju are near and dear to my heart, and because we collaborated with Jordan Noir, who's been a close friend of mine for a long time.
Maximum Noir.
The one and only.
Absolutely.
I saw him a couple of months ago at when Sierra came to town.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he popped in. He went to the show.
Did we have him on the show before? I'm trying to remember. I think
yeah, we did. When he was over in Germany with Record Club.
That's right.
Peter Zimmerman.
Das Record Club.
Das Record Club.
Amazing. So, all right. So, I mean, great start. You discovered synthwave, went down the rabbit hole, and here we are.
Correct.
How did you guys come up with the name Lost Nights?
Honestly, so I feel like to some extent I was primed for this genre because from a very early age, I was already listening to the big synth acts of the 80s, very into Depeche Mode and The Cure. The bands who, in no small part, inspire what we do now. Although I would say synthwave seems like it's more inspired by soundtracks than it is by the bands of the 80s.
I agree, yeah.
The work of John Carpenter and Vangelis and such. But the name Lost Nights is because the more I learned about the intent of the genre, the more I felt that I as an artist wouldn't meld with it. I was very skeptical when we recorded Rewind that it would be received well, because I don't have a strong connection with nostalgia. I don't have a rose-colored glasses view of my past, or of what my childhood was necessarily like. And so I made my best attempt to record Rewind as somewhat of a celebration of nostalgia, while at the same time being critical of the tainted view that we have looking in the rearview mirror.
The rose-colored.
Right. But it's only because of my personal experience. I'm sure that most people when they look out the back of the Camaro and they see the road behind them, that it isn't simply rose tinted, that that the 80s and 90s or just simply the past for them was as good as they remember it. But
I think
I have a complicated relationship there. So
I think usually most people, that nostalgia feels good to them because yesterday's problems are not today's problems. They're usually over and done with, and that's why people like it. That's why it's easy to put a rose-colored tint to that.
Absolutely. And if you're salty about the past, you can always get into vaporwave. So
true.
You have many different paths.
That is facts. for sure. But if you want to just laugh at the past, then you just do Business Wave. And then
Right. Yes.
Yeah, Michael Weber.
say 2008 was great. You know?
Let's get play some Michael Weber.
Right.
Capitalism is great.
I love it. So
let's play a track from the new album.
yes, I would love to do that.
Let's quick shout out to MH over in the YouTube, as well as Eddie Wolf, who's in the YouTubes from Texas.
Sweet. We got some Americans in the house.
America.
That is
I'm
awesome.
not the only one.
Yeah. Well, me neither. And we're there are dozens of us. Sorry. Every now and then an Arrested Development quote just comes flying out of my mouth. I don't know why. But yeah, I can't wait to play. Man, this song is great. I had a really hard time picking songs to play because every song I was listening to, I'm like, oh, this is the one we're gonna play. And then I played it, and then like you have one where like you have this guy rapping. I'm like, oh my god, this is the one we gotta play. Like I can't remember if that made it onto the lineup, but let's dive into this one. Let's give the people some music by Lost Nights. Jules, you want to go ahead and set this one up?
Heck yeah, sure. By the way, when we come back from this, we got to talk about your Choose Your Own Adventure when you launched this album. Yes. That was super cool.
It's still available too. So after we talk about it, if any listeners want to check it out, it's still there.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, from the album Noah's Ghost, this is Lost Nights with One More Night featuring Anxiety right here on Night Ride FM.
And that was Lost Nights with Anxiety with One More Night.
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact. In fact, I just got done saying, I'm like, hey, you guys even do a song where you're rapping and you're like, we play the song and I'm like, oh, this is the song where they're rapping, which I love the fact that it just. I think the fact we were discussing this all there, the fact that it just kind of comes at you just from out of nowhere, like this like cool little rap, and I'm like holy crap, like this is just a really cool twist on the song. Now, was this always your idea to connect with this artist and to put the song on, or how did it come about where you're like, you know what synthwave needs?
A little soupçon of rap.
A little bit of rap attached to it.
No, it wasn't planned at all. Just Anxiety is a friend. I met him through Stetson, and we just got talking one day, and I had just seen him do a music video with another artist who also featured him in a song, where they were all doing jazz aerobics in like neon tights. And
nailed it.
I messaged him and I said, hey man, I love this music video, but I kind of wish it was a Lost Nights video. I'm a little jealous. Like it would be so perfect for the vibe. And he was like, oh man, I love what you guys do. I love this. And I was like, oh really? Well, we're working on this track right now. I just kind of sent him a soundbite, and I was like, if you'd be interested, and he was like, yeah. And he was stoked. And then the next time we worked on the song, he came into the studio and he had the whole thing written. He was very gracious. And still is. He's a great guy.
Sweet. Yeah, that's one of my favorite tracks, and I picked that one. I think I picked all the tracks. Jules, I don't know if did you add anything or swap anything out?
No. There was, two of them I was going to put two of the same one. Like, I had a different one lined up for number 3, but no, you got two of them. We're in agreement.
That's perfect.
So this album, let's talk about the Choose Your Own Adventure. When you launched it, you had this cool website, and I'm gonna pop the link into the chats. But you made a website which has like a Choose Your Own Adventure kind of story going on, and depending on how you answer, at the end it emails you different tracks from the album based on your questions. So how did you guys do that?
Oh man. Do you got 4 years worth of time? Because that's how long it took to make.
Oh my god!
So, you can actually see on Spotify the first single that I released in congruence with this record was far too overambitious. It was released in 2019.
Wow!
Which was Matthew's Room, just hot off the heels of Rewind. And back then I had this idea, and the plot was mostly written, and me and Stetson were working on the songs, and I released that song thinking that we could easily get it done in a year, and then 4 years later
something called COVID happened, and
yes, that, and just it's a lot of work. It's grueling and taxing. Fortunately, I eventually was able to partner up with Andrew Jensen, who helped me put together the website itself, and my great friend Timothy Olstef, who is originally from France but now works for Games Workshop, doing concept art for them, did all of the artwork. But yeah, Noah's Ghost was just a concept, a harebrained ambition I have in my mind, and we put it to work and made it happen. But if anybody does want to visit the website, as far as Lost Nights is concerned anyways, that's the official album. What you see streaming online, I mean, that's a collection of songs, but I think it's a far more visceral experience if you yourself know that the 6 to 7 song album that you receive at the end was due to the choices that you made on behalf of Noah.
That's awesome.
I popped the link in. So it's noahsghost.lostnightsmusic.com. Put it in the chats. Folks, you got to check this out. It's so cool because you get this cool Choose Your Own Adventure story. And let's talk about that, because this album, it's a dedication, right?
Yes.
Do we want to talk about it?
Yeah. No, we can. So in the band that I was in previous to Lost Nights, when I was recording that record, there was a particular song that I was working on that we had someone featured on by the name of Garrett Garfield. And he was a phenomenal singer who had been in a couple different bands of much greater popularity than anything that I had done before. I think that the most notable band is, just as far as clout is concerned, that he was in just before doing a record with us was The New Low, which was a very, very popular rock metal band that he sang in.
Nice.
And I divulged a lot of personal details about things that had happened to me in my childhood and my past to him in confidence, just trusting that he would be able to write a song with me that would connect on that level. And he did an incredible job. And not only that, but being a person that I didn't know nearly as well as I should have, he kept that secret in confidence. But unfortunately, not too long after that, he committed suicide.
Oh, God.
So although that didn't happen when we were initially writing Noah's Ghost, the picture became clearer and clearer in the end, especially when attributing the final song of the record, that it just made sense that Noah's Ghost should be for Garrett.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's an incredible story.
I lost my wife the same way, so yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It's close to home.
That's something I knew.
Yeah.
So
where do we go from here?
I was going to say, the very first thing that people should know is that you should very much take the trigger warning at the beginning of Noah's Ghost seriously.
Yeah, for sure.
There's no reason that you should pressure yourself to go through the choose your own adventure. If any of those topics are sensitive to you, if you don't think you can handle it, don't do it, because we didn't pull any punches.
Wow.
Although very small fact, I don't know about fun fact, but small fact, looking at the metadata somewhat recently, because on the back end, we have access to the choices that people made in congruence with the emails, because
that's cool.
Right.
So the last I looked at the data, only I think less than 5 people have found the secret ending.
What?
Because there is an alternate ending to Noah's Ghost, and I told 2 of those people how to do it.
All right.
Okay. I didn't find it.
I'm gonna jumping in. I am jumping
to the show.
All right.
Welcome to go full internet sleuth, because there is a secret ending, and it's certainly not obvious, but I will say that there is a rhyme and reason to it. Like if you knew the way to unlock the code, then when you put it together, it makes sense.
All right. I am jazzed on this. For those of you that are listening, it is noahsghost.lostnightsmusic.com, and you can dive into your choose your own adventure. This is like this is something we would do on this show, but I just got lazy and said I don't want to do these reindeer games anymore. It's a great idea too. Like you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do this thing. It's gonna be from another dimension, and we're gonna write the script, and it's gonna be backwards, and then you like do the
4
work.
years later.
Right, you do the work, and you're like, holy shit, like this is too much work. So I feel you on the 4 years. We used to do skits, and they used to last. They used to take like sometimes like 2 weeks to write and execute, and it's just insane.
It's like when you want to paint your room or something. You're like, oh, it's gonna look awesome in this color, and you start painting, and you get 1/3 of the way along, and you're like, oh god, what have I done?
Fuck that shit.
Which
hire a painter and bring him in.
Generally, I find that the hype and the motivation that you have is the only thing that carries you through those projects sometime.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy that I was able to work with the people I did to make this record and to make this website, because if it wasn't for that, there's no way in hell I would have had the motivation to keep this going 4 years strong.
God bless you, man. That's incredible.
All the difference. Let's play another song.
Let's play another song.
Okie dokie. Well, so this next one, More Than a Lifetime. Anything you want to say about it?
More Than a Lifetime. So in the story itself, if you were to receive this track, it would be at a point in which Noah had just received contact from his older brother Matthew, and Maddie had just vanished and had been gone for a year, and he just hears his voice come over the walkie-talkie. And More Than a Lifetime is about that pining to have somebody back in your life, when, at least in the moment, that you feel there's any cost, no cost too small to pay. Like, even if it costed you your life just to see them again.
You need them that bad. Yeah.
Yes.
In that moment. Yeah.
And again, but keeping with synthwave, you'll notice a lot of lyrics that harken to the nostalgia that he has for the relationship that he had with his brother, that perhaps he didn't recognize, or that he took for granted when it was there.
Right.
Amazing.
Well, let's play it.
Yeah.
Here it is. From the album Noah's Ghost, this is Lost Nights with More Than a Lifetime, right here on Night Ride FM.
Horizon beyond.
And that was More Than a Lifetime by Lost Nights. I love that tune. Oh my God.
Beautiful.
You're like my new best friend. Can I just say that? Because we were just talking off the air about just different things. And I'm like, okay, some of the things you like, you made a Mr. Robot reference. And I'm like, okay, I love Mr. Robot. And then you made a Dune reference. And then I asked the quintessential question. I said Dune or Star Wars. And you said Dune. So I was like, okay, that was the correct answer. And then when you mentioned Helldivers, I was like, dude, can we just like be best friends now and exchange gamer tags and hold hands and write beautiful
I'll send the application
sad music together? And although I can't produce music, I'll fill out any application, whatever I need to sign. I'm on board with this. So that's amazing. So yeah, and plus choose your own adventures are just dope. I mean, that's the key. Like
along these lines. Okay, so speaking of movies and video games and stuff, are there any like artists, movies, or video games that influence your music or your style?
Yes, there is.
Do tell.
I think it's actually really interesting that you asked that question because I have a notepad in my phone where I compile different movies and television shows that either inspire Lost Nights or inspire songs by Lost Nights. Like in a lot of it is it's different than you think it would be. Like, you know, it's a lot of Cronenberg, which I don't know, you wouldn't really hear it if you listen to the music. A lot of philosophers. For example, I know that we were having a conversation earlier off air about how artists often have a working title when you first start a song.
Yes.
Because you have to plug something into the file name, but you generally don't know what the song will be titled until you start working through it, because you don't know what it's about until you hear what it's about. You know, you have something in the back of your mind that you wish to, you know, put to instrument, but until you hear it all come together and feel what it is, you don't really know what to call it. And one of a very interesting example of this, I suppose, is on the first record, Rewind, our most popular song, Kill Me. That song was originally called The Camel. That was the working title.
That's amazing.
And the reason being is because the lyrics that I was working on at the time, which are still the lyrics in the song, are inspired by the first stage of Friedrich Nietzsche's Enlightenment.
Okay.
Wow, okay.
He believes that most human beings never make it past being a camel, being a simple beast of burden who just, in a quote unquote, according to Friedrich Nietzsche, carries a slave morality, and just carries a burden on their back on behalf of greater people.
That's incredible.
That's
so
why
true.
the lyrics are the way they are. You know, feet up, coaster coasting a cup, sinking down and settling in. It's the idea of just leaning back into your chair and letting your life pass you by, and just giving up on the idea that you could accomplish anything beyond, meager means. I was actually thinking about that burnout football guy from Napoleon Dynamite who still lives in a trailer.
Yes.
Constantly talking about, like, you know, back in my day, you know, I could play ball. You know, that's what I was thinking about when I
dumped her.
I love exactly. So odd working title, but I mean, yeah, there's a lot of films and movies, like Angel's Egg is something that I watched while we were recording Noah's Ghost. Videodrome, Slipstream,
Videodrome.
I just watched Videodrome last weekend.
Oh yeah, I just watched
Blue
last
Valentine
year.
Because Blue Valentine, the underlying message of that movie is very similar to Lost Nights. To that if you could truly have what you thought, what you're looking back with those rose-colored glasses at your nostalgia, And if you just simply try to live in the past, the result is damning. It's not a good thing to not press forward, which obviously is just one side of the nostalgia coin, because there's healthy ways to to look back and to not necessarily pine, but just enjoy and not take for granted the great things that have happened up in your life, up to a certain point in your life, But yeah, that was a really interesting question, because I think about it all the time, all the time.
That's incredible.
Okay, so you sit down, you pop this file name in.
No, don't ask it, Jules. Don't ask it.
Which DAW?
Oh. God.
You asked me which DAW we record in?
Yeah.
This is what he asks. It's just like I don't.
I mean, I hope that it's not terribly disheartening, Jules, but a lot of them. Kaiju Wave was primarily recorded in Pro Tools, but we have used Cubase. We have used.
That's not even a sound effect. That's literally Jules writing them down, because he is legitimately insane.
We tried a little bit of Fruity Loops once, me and Stetson, but we didn't get much out of it. We use it to compile a beat for one song, but yeah, a lot of Cubase, Pro Tools.
Just write them all down, Jules. Check all the boxes.
I mean,
all of the
I'll
above.
message you with the list. I don't know how easy this will be to the listeners.
Bitwig, Ableton, just Logic. Let's just rattle them all off.
No, honestly, I've done a lot of working in Ableton for just sketching out ideas, but we haven't ever really used it to make a record.
Okay.
So it's something I have, but I primarily end up working with people who are much better producers than myself to put everything together.
When you guys sit down and you're starting a song, then in insert DAW name, whatever. Do you guys like? I mean, we were talking in the chat earlier, but somebody was saying that they'd hate to be a musician and have, as you're working on songs, you listen to that same song 1,000 times before it's done, and usually it's like 8 bars you're listening to on a loop for hours, right?
Yeah.
How do you guys is that what you guys do, and how do you blast through that repetitive, I guess it could be considered torture to a certain extent, to get a complete song done?
Do you hate every one of your songs when you're done? Like, just be like,
no.
Oh
I know that musicians feel that way. Like, I know that's a really common occurrence that a lot of people talk to me about, but I always just nod as if I know what they mean, because I don't feel that at all. And the songs are done so quick. Like, I don't know how else to explain it.
I think that's the key. You got to do them fast.
How do I put it? I feel like in the creative process for Lost Nights and for the last couple bands that I had been in, at least when it come to the contribution that I had made, I usually just do a lot of. I do work almost every day that prepares me for that moment, but I don't do the final work until I'm in the moment. So I'll do a lot of writing on my own, especially once my kids are all asleep and the house is quiet and I'm just to myself. I'll just do writing, but on my own, just as a practice, just as a work to flex the muscle. But then when we're putting together a song, especially for lyrics, many of those lyrics that I put to song are written in 10 minutes. Wow. And then we record them once, and then I'll be sent home with that scratch sometimes, and just simply listen to inflections, just listen to cadences, and where I can pull the volume up and down for dynamics, and then I go back and record one more time, and that's it.
Wow! So you demo it out, and then you do the final recording. essentially, with the vocals.
And I wouldn't even say demo because generally what especially me and Stetson, most songs that we did together, I would book an 8-hour session. We would get together for a day, and by the time I left the studio, the song was done.
Wow!
Almost every time.
That's awesome.
Almost every time. And often we were starting with just an emotion or an idea or a story or just sketching something out. I would come in saying, like, when we were working on Noah's Ghost, I knew the plot of the story, but I didn't want any of the songs to be incapable of standing on their own. Even though they're all interconnected into Noah's tale, I wanted each one of them to be capable of being a single or be capable of being enjoyed outside of that context. So I just wrote down which emotions Noah would feel based on the choices that he made. And that's what I came into the studio with. And so I would just walk in and be like, Stetson, so today we're writing anger. We're writing something angry.
We're very, very sad today.
At your boiling point. How do we make that synthwave? And he'd be like, I got an idea. And then we would kind of put something together, and then we'd go, oh, yeah. What about this? And
that's
usually
insane.
4 hours down the line, we would have something that looked very similar to the final song. And then said, okay, just put this on a loop.
That is so wild.
I would sit there for 10 minutes, and then it's all done. All the lyrics, all the melody, everything. And then I would record that, and you would put the finishing touches on it, and we would call it a day.
It's like Stetson is like the human version of ChatGPT. I need a sad song that sounds like synthwave.
I don't think that he will take that as an insult. I honestly don't. I mean, he's produced so many bands that it's a lot like that. And Eric too.
That's crazy.
Poor Eric Robertson had to deal with me recording Kaiju Wave and doing just 5 songs straight with him that all were just based on old Godzilla movies and stuff.
Oh my God.
And he didn't know anything about that stuff. I'm just pelting him with the nerdiest of knowledge as he's just kind of shaking his head going, yeah, that's fair. And the same sort of thing happened. We got together every week, but we would only get together about 2 hours. And so we were putting out about a song a month. So I would say it was roughly the same time frame, as far as hours to song, as when I was working with Stetson. And Eric had that same sort of ability, even when he didn't understand what I was saying at all. When I came in and I said, we need to make a song that's kind of like for Mothra. And he's like, who's Mothra? And I said, don't worry about it. Just imagine but it's not Mothra. It's like a big titty goth moth. And then
riding a unicycle with a cheeseburger in his hand.
So speaking of kaijus and Mothra and stuff, have you seen Godzilla -1?
How many times?
Yeah, so I think I'm on my 5th viewing or something. Yeah, the last one I watched was the black and white, the minus color.
Yes, minus color. Mm-hmm.
Jesus, that's Dennis. This movie.
I have something to just divulge.
What?
I have never seen a Godzilla movie.
What?
Okay.
Not even the original?
I have not seen one single Godzilla movie.
Never seen a Godzilla movie. Well,
but
you're my favorite person.
To be fair, I am watching something sort of like a Godzilla movie now on what is it? The Apple Hulu Apple TV,
whatever.
Yeah,
you're watching Monarch.
I'm watching Monarch. So that's kind of like Godzilla, right?
That's Godzilla. Well, it is Godzilla. It's the backstory for the Monarch movies.
Well, there it is. So I lied. I'm now a official Godzilla fan because I like that show.
You have to watch -1 though. It was made in Japan with like $15 million, or something like that.
It looks better than a Marvel movie.
Yes, it looks better than the ones Hollywood's been spitting out. It's actually got a real human story in it, which is why people are going nuts over it. So it's in Japanese.
Don't have that.
Yeah, and this movie, Godzilla is a metaphor for this guy who's going through things, right? And it's just incredible, Dennis.
All right.
When it comes out on streaming services, it's a must-watch.
I'm going to check it out. In the meantime, I think it is time for us to play another Lost Nights track. What do you think?
No, I agree. The next track, last track we're going to play tonight from the album, it's called Keeping Me. Anything you want to say about it?
Oh, about Keeping Me. That's interesting. So I can tell you from the story, this is a song that you receive if you make a certain choice when Noah is trying to sneak out of the house. So
talking to his mom, right?
Yeah. So yes. So in the Choose Your Own Adventure, after you receive correspondence from his brother over a walkie-talkie, his older brother says that he needs him to come find him. That he needs Noah to come find Maddie, but Maddie says you got to come alone. And so Noah tries his best to sneak down the stairs and sneak out of the house. And that's when you find out that over the last year, while Noah's brother Maddie has vanished, his mom has just kept him home. He's just gone to and from school. She hasn't let him go anywhere. She's just kind of been hovering over him in the fear that she'll lose him, just like she lost Maddie, and just like Noah's dad isn't in the picture. So when she sees that he's trying to sneak out of the house, she scolds him. And there's a couple different ways you can react, but one of the ways is that you can guilt her. You can make her feel guilty for the year of your life, or of Noah's life, that has been robbed.
Oh, Keeping Me.
Correct.
Oh,
and so that's why this song, if you listen closely to the lyrics, there's a lot of mention of Noah being treated more like a trinket than a human being. Mm-hmm. And that's why the song is the way it is. And it also features the most epic saxophone from the great Cantillo and Beta.
Nice. It's just like everything you do, I feel it's just like so deep, and like I am just like totally am drawn into the universe. I haven't, honestly, just to full disclosure, I haven't gone through the adventure yet. I'm absolutely going to do this when the show is over, and you guys should too if you're listening. Go on this adventure. It is super cool. The website is still alive and just waiting for you to start your adventure. Before we drop the track, Jules, you want to go ahead and mention the website again? They could check it out.
Yeah, it's noahsghost.lostnightsmusic.com.
All right, there it is. All right, and let's do it. Let's drop into this last track.
All right, before I do that, quick shout out to Big Red 22 Eyes,
hey,
who's in the YouTube chats.
Very nice.
All right, so this is it. This is Lost Nights with Keeping Me from the album Noah's Ghost, right here on Night Ride FM.
now he's gone. You cling to his memory food, keeping me here.
And that was Lost Nights with Keeping Me. And yeah, I just listened to the lyrics to that and just beautifully done. I love it. Is that the one that, Jules, you picked that one, right? Or is that the one that I picked? I don't even know.
You picked it. It's one of the ones I would have picked too.
Yes.
Because it's got that sexy sax.
Sexy sax, yeah. Because when we were writing that song, we got to the point where, right there, where there would be a chorus. I told Stetson, what if we just made our lead singer a sax?
Sexy sax. And he was like, absolutely, sexy sax is where it's at.
Forget about me. Let's just let a saxophone be the lead singer of this band.
I love it. That's real sax too, you could tell.
Oh, yeah, no, that was done by Candido. He is another native here to Utah where I live, but he has toured with the Neon Trees.
Wow.
And he's a fantastic player. And when I messaged him and said, hey, I got this song, it's kind of like synthwave 80 stuff, would you be interested? And he was like, dude, I live for this. This is fantastic. He was like, this is like the best commission that I've had in a long time.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
I like hearing that.
That's great. So, all right. So that was 3 tracks off. We didn't even play any of your early stuff. That's the thing. But honestly,
okay.
If you're going to start on an album, if you're going to start on this journey, start on this album right here. Or even if you don't go there yet, go on the adventure first. And because you're going to get like a little 6, you're going to get the music for free, right? Essentially like
Correct.
a 6.
Free of charge.
A little 6-pack.
7 tracks and some fun choose your own adventure.
Yeah, full disclosure, I designed this website simply because I wanted to start building a mailing list of people who are truly interested in Lost Nights, because it just feels icky to, try to, try to...
Solicit.
Right. Hi, welcome to our website. Put your email in here.
Right, yeah.
Press send.
I didn't want to solicit that way, so I thought, well, if I build something really personal, and if I build something that's enticing to people interested in Lost Nights, and the only catch is that you join the newsletter, which you can just leave. I mean, we've had plenty of people who go through, they get their songs, and then they just hit cancel. They just email us back and say, like, take me off the list. I'm like, okay, sure. But that's the, at the end of the day, you can get the whole record for free. And there's actually songs on the Choose Your Own Adventure game that aren't on Spotify. They aren't on Bandcamp.
Wait, what?
Yeah, because currently this is the only way you can get instrumental versions.
Oh, all right. So
if you,
I'm
for
totally
most people who are into synthwave, I know that instrumental songs are your jam. They're your bread and butter. You want it to be the soundtrack.
Vocals
to your
are
life to
garbage.
put in the car.
Yeah.
If you want, if you want any of these songs stripped, the Choose Your Own Adventure game is currently the only way to get those. So
amazing.
Go try it out. It's free.
It's free. All right, so this
It wasn't free for me. I mean,
yeah.
thousands of dollars.
Oh
later,
my god! But you can get it for free, so that's.
But you
good.
could get it for free, right? It only costs Lost Nights.
That's.
So
That's
let's.
incredible.
Do you have anything in the works currently?
Yeah, what's in
for
the
any
pipe?
future projects coming up?
What are we looking at here in the future?
I don't have anything to announce per se, but me and Eric Robertson, we still get together every week to put together more music. Hopefully, coming fresh off the heels of Kaiju Wave. To make more music for you. We're working on some things that I find really interesting. A lot of the songs that we are currently working on, I think, have a very interstellar type of atmosphere.
Ooh, that's my jam.
So I think the next place that that Lost Nights may be headed, as far as a record is concerned, is maybe something inspired by retrofuturism or 80s and 90s NASA, things like that.
All right, hold on. We're gonna put a pin in that. We're gonna talk about my new favorite show right now on TV, and we're gonna play a song for the listeners, and we're gonna talk off air. And if we connect here, maybe we'll bring some of it on air. My favorite show now is that show Constellation on the Apple Hulu.
Naomi Rapace.
Numi, whatever her name is. She's a treat. We're gonna play this next track, and then we're gonna dive into that, and then we're gonna talk more awesome stuff. Jules, let's go ahead and set this up. Can you do that for me, sir?
Quick shout out to Hearts and Beta, who joined us in the IRC chat.
Oh, Hearts and
all
Beta.
The way from Australia. Yeah.
Very good.
So next track, we are gonna do. We're jumping over the pond. UK synthwave band LeBrock, this good old Shawnee P, have teamed up with Shredwave. Oh yeah, they teamed up with Shredwave god McRocklin.
Oh yes.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can handle this.
I know.
I gotta go take my heart medication.
This is my new passion these days, is listening to these synthwave artists who are doing like AOR.
Yeah.
You've got the Runaway Wild, you've got LeBrock, you've got Arena, there's Ultra Boss, you got the McRocklin boys.
Yeah.
Shredwave. That's what I'm gonna call it. But anyways, they teamed up with this new track. It's called Star. Here it is. This is LeBrock featuring McRocklin with Star right here on My Right FM.
We're all in pieces, put us back in place
And that was LeBrock with Star. We almost ran out of time. I talked all the way up to the end of that song.
Man, the guitar in that, Dennis McLaughlin, just
it's ridiculous. McLaughlin, he is so incredible. I can't even. That he's just like so good.
During COVID, him and Hutch.
Yeah.
They had a stream, and they were in 2 different studios.
Right.
And I forgot what software they were using. It was pretty damn amazing, but they were able to play tunes together, pretty much live, right? Like 0 latency.
Like, how does that even happen? That makes 0 sense. But like, he's like a whiz on the guitar, and he's a tech dude too. Shout out to McLaughlin.
Yeah, McLaughlin's also a teacher, right? He teaches guitar.
Teacher. He's just sponsorship. He's got he's on fire.
I'm fairly certain he's also Loki, the god of trickery, but
yes,
that's just a side gig.
I think that's
it mainly is the reason that they can hold latency across the country
right
together. But
time travel, some sort of like
that, I don't know.
Because we were talking about a lot of like pseudo physics and science and stuff like that, and digging into some of our favorite shows, Returnal, which is the game, but I'm totally gonna get that. Constellation, shout out to anybody who watches Constellation, which it's all about things. I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, like. All right, so we have to circle back, talk about some synthwave. Jules, what are we doing here? I need guidance. I'm like going too far out into the trees.
So we talked about future projects. In your synthwave identity now as Lost Nights, have you got any plans with Stetson maybe to do like live shows?
So I mostly just record and play with Eric Robertson now. I haven't had any sort of falling out with Stetson. I still love him to death, but Stetson's studio costs an amount of money that I have kind of been priced out of as a parent. I have enough cost as a parent that that portion is tough.
The kids' medication.
I thought kids were free.
Right,
medication, diapers,
free too. Like,
or
it's so
music.
odd that they told me there's like a bill to have them. It's weird. Yeah, but Eric and me have been friends for a very, very long time because he started teaching piano to my little brother when I was a teenager. And we kind of reconnected in recent years, and he just so happens to be a bigger synth geek than me. He has a basement with so many I don't even know like how much money he had to put into having all the analog synths that he has. I mean, nice. he has some where he has to run a special power adapter because they come from Russia and he can't plug them in otherwise.
Whoa, that's pretty hardcore.
In addition to that, something that all the synth geeks listening out there will be very giddy about is that Andrew Jensen, who actually helped put together this website that we've been talking about, Noah's Ghost, he teamed up with Eric and they put their technical knowledge together and they created this one-of-a-kind system that doesn't exist anywhere else that they call the Universal Traveler. And he's able to plug the unit into any of his analog synths, and then run the sound from the analog synth over existing MIDI tracks.
This sounds like pure sci-fi. Like, I feel like when you plug it in and turn it on, I feel like you actually be able to like walk into the aura of the synth and like travel back in time.
Yeah, I'll send you pictures of the studio later because you'll love it too. It's all like the posters from like original posters from A Space Odyssey 2001, and like pick like posters pulled out of like old pulp science fiction novels from the 70s and stuff.
I feel like what is that thing with the electricity that goes from one place to another? The thing that Starcadian was hooked up with when he did that concert, the Tesla coils. It should have Tesla coils and and
it doesn't look that exciting.
Lasers for some reason. I don't know.
It just, like, in person, the Universal Traveler it looks like
Universal Traveler.
That's what it's called. That's what they called it.
Can we name the episode Universal Traveler? Because
do it.
I think it's done.
It's amazing,
it's already
because
done.
they developed a technology where instead of trying to emulate analog sounds in box or trying to record an analog sound to play it and playing it live, he just simply plugs a quarter inch into the back of any of his analogs, and whatever MIDI that we have recorded, he can just sit there and mess with the sounds on the analog synth while it'll print that over real MIDI. So
that's insane. And then he phases in and out of like alternate universes and makes music for.
Yeah, no, I honestly, like, when we first hired Eric to teach my little brother piano, we had to send a transmission to Arrakis, but it didn't get there as quickly as we'd like. The Navigator Guild always has to take a little off.
You didn't have enough spice.
Didn't have it at the time.
You needed more spice.
The spice must flow.
Amazing. All right, so we just got to talk some more stuff off air, because I'm having so much fun here talking all of this deep thought stuff here. Jules, we got to play another track. I don't even know where we're at in the script here, but let's
play some lists.
Let's play some more lists on the list.
All right. Swedish artist List submitted this latest track to us. He created this song to evoke the feels of like driving an old car along the coast at night. This is Santa Cruz by List right here on Night Ride FM.
And that was List with Santa Cruz. Yeah.
Nice, beautiful synthy song.
What is it? nightride.fm/submit to submit your song to.
Yes.
A lot of people email us, which is fine. A lot of times, honestly, a lot of our emails just they don't get answered because
they get lost in all the other spam.
In the spam.
Labels, rap labels sending us rap tunes in
I
email.
got one from Instagram today, and it was like one of them things. I was like, all right, you know what? You want to give me your Spotify link? I'll listen to it. Cool. And it's house music, which is fine. Like, I dug it. Like, I dig house music. I do listen to other things.
Don't you know your audience?
But this is why we don't really do emails, because you're going to get all these, like, weirdo, like, I've had people send me country songs, rock and roll songs, and it's like, it's just spam. So, nightride.fm, what is it?
Submit.nightride.fm.
Yes.
If you're an artist and you want us to notice a song, put it there. We go not just us, Karin goes through it as well.
The station goes through
submissions.
It gets weeded and just it feeds all of Night Ride FM, not just this show, not just Karin, just
some songs will get uploaded into the rotation.
The 80s guy. I mean, come on,
80s guy.
Do yourself a favor.
Go to submit.nightride.fm.
Yes. I'm just gonna start sending you guys letters there. Be like, Karin, how are you? Jules says you're doing well.
We do have a comment section, and we get everything on a spreadsheet.
And that's where I'll put my songs.
There's so much, like, I was looking in the submissions today, and somebody wrote so much into a field. It took up one Excel field took the entire page. And it was double spaced, and I'm like, what is this, an essay? But, you know, hey, some people...
ChatGPT.
It definitely was ChatGPT.
The AI overlords were just reaching out to you.
They're a little verbose.
Good to let you know that you're doing a great job.
But anyway.
And you won't be Soylent Green.
Let's not even go. Oh my god! All right. So socials, we need to know socials. We need to know how we can get a hold of you. Where can we send our spam if we're sending it to you?
If you want to send me letters back.
If you want to send your letters back. T-shirts. Jules has to up his T-shirt quantity.
So let's see. I guess you're on pretty much all the social medias.
Yeah. There's links to the simplest way to do it is if you just go to lostnightsmusic.com. There's links to everything there. I'm on X, formerly Twitter. I'm on Facebook, on SoundCloud, Bandcamp, and Instagram, everywhere. I wouldn't say that I'm as active as other people might be, but I do always check them and I always respond to messages and such. I'm not one of those artists who is posting every day. But if you are
like you have kids or anything.
Yeah. But if you go to lostnightsmusic.com, if you are interested, we do have merch there. If you need your Lost Nights shirt, whether it be with our logo or with a giant kaiju, or if you need a dad hat or a fanny pack, then
I do need a fanny pack. You have fanny packs?
We do have a Lost Night fanny pack. Yeah.
Yes, I'm looking at it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god! What color is it? Black?
It's gray.
Gray. Okay, I could do that. I could do gray.
Yeah. It's gray.
That's amazing.
And then the rest of the merchandise come in a myriad of colors. If you are interested in a shirt or a hat,
dude, I love that.
We've made sure every one of them comes in, between 4 and 8 different colors, depending on what.
Jules already made a purchase. I can hear him clicking the mouse right now.
I'm humming and hawing whether I want the red shirt or the just cool stuff. Oh, so it says here. Ooh, so the Rewind vinyl is sold out. Yes,
that is correct. We did a limited run of 100. For those of you who have it, congratulations. We don't have any more.
I'm gonna make it like $1,000 on Discogs.
Unfortunately, I have seen some people sell it for like 100, and it makes me kind of it kills me inside a little bit. But
those people
producing vinyls is expensive, as you guys definitely know from the company that we all know and we've all love who go through that pain and toil. It's not a super profitable thing, and it's very tough to do. We are hoping that somewhat soon that we might be able to put together Noah's Ghost.
Ooh, that would
so.
Be nice. That's almost a double album, though. You're up to like what, 15 songs ish?
It's 11 songs, but we want to make it a double album with the instrumentals. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
So if we can figure out the details on that, I'm one to keep my lips sealed until I actually know 100% for sure. Then you'll know, because we're going to post a poll to let the fans decide what the vinyl should actually look like, what kind of color, if not there's any splatter.
Make it a choose your own adventure poll.
It is, yeah, exactly. Well, I can't do that because the cost for vinyl is high enough. Making everyone an individual vinyl.
Oh,
right.
You know, like
each one gets
on
an
your
individual
choices,
vinyl
you
sent
get
to
X
you.
amount of songs in a different color record. Yeah, that would not fly.
Yeah, maybe
cost
nix
enough.
that idea.
So
Yeah.
obviously, when the time comes, you can always trust us at Night Ride to spread the word. We'll shout it out.
Yeah,
Get those sales going.
I'll
Get them
send my
sales.
Navigator guild.
There it is.
You guys.
Fill it up with some spice
That's
and
right.
let it ride. Amazing.
Well,
Thank you guys.
Cody,
I
thank you so
appreciate
much
it.
for giving us your time tonight,
Absolutely.
letting
Always
us
love
play
you.
these songs, and yeah, it was such an honor to have you on finally.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
it's
an honor
been
to be here. I love being on Night Ride, so you can have me anytime.
awesome.
You know what? And please give our hellos to Eric and Stetson,
Yeah,
because the
definitely.
music you guys have created is amazing.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I will let them both know.
Awesome.
Very
Well, yeah, I guess you can go back to the family now.
Back to the
Yeah,
fam.
will do. I'm gonna go kiss my daughter goodnight. You
Your
guys have a good night.
bedtime story.
Yeah. Take care, Cody. Have
You
a
too.
good night.
See you guys.
All right. Mr. Jules, we have another track here going on. And
Yes, sir.
I love this track. I actually pulled this one from submissions. So, yeah.
You know what? This
one of
threw
my-
me for a loop, because I don't know if you saw, but I edited the doc and I took the space out of Outrunner.
It's got the space.
Because there is another synthwave artist called Outrunner without the space.
That's true.
So there's two Outrunners.
many
but this one-
outrunners. But this
Yeah,
has
yeah.
got the space in it.
All right, well, let's play this track. California artist Outrunner submitted a new single to us called Power Night. Remember, you can go to submit.nightride.fm, and here's the track right here on Night Ride FM.
And that was Power Night by Outrunner with a space.
Jeez, the guitar in that.
Yeah,
It pierces your soul.
He is a shredder for sure. So yeah, get him in your lineup. Get him in your little sites. Get him in your sites.
MH over in the YouTubes is in complete agreement. The synthwave with guitar is just it's just on another level.
It's off the hook. It's like Helldivers 2. It's just like it's just the way it was meant to be. Just tons of fun. And go check that out. Yeah, it's just amazing stuff. Jules, I think are we running long or we're not? I get confused whenever we do the on the half hour kind of thing.
You know what? We've got 2 more tracks to play, but first let's rattle off some events.
All right, that is.
And I think we're right on time.
All right, good.
All right, so folks, if you don't know, we like to track where synthwave artists are playing live, where there might be events. You can always, obviously, just type in synthwave events
stalker levels
in Google, and the first link that pops up is, of course, Night Ride's calendar of synthwave events. So let's start wrapping some off here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Tomorrow night in Seattle, the Night Cry is going to be playing. Karen had them on her show Tuesday.
They're good. Yeah, I like them.
Yeah, it's what is it? 4 girls and a guy, Vincent Varney.
4 girls and a guy. Yep.
And they're going to be playing with support. Right. They're going to get support by Casual Panic, I believe, also a Seattle band, and of course, Karen Zoe Lee is going to be doing a DJ set there as well.
That's awesome.
So yeah, that goes down tomorrow night, March 8th in Seattle.
In Europe, we have on March 13th through the 19th, we have Heartbeat Highway featuring Cannons, Nina, and Radio Wolf. I mean, what a lineup that is going to be. Like, just
by
insane.
The way, kudos to Dennis for getting Cannons on as a guest way back when.
I don't know how he did it.
Before they blew up.
I don't know how he did it, but we've had Cannons on. Yay!
Here's a new one. March 15th in Dublin, Ireland, at the bar Whelan's, which is where all the synthwave artists go when they hit Dublin. FM Attack will be playing.
Oh, that's exciting. March 29th, Devil's Dance, North Innsbruck. North Brunswick. That's part of New Jersey. And Zwari Machine. And the Trapezoids. I'm surprised I pronounced all that right except for North Innsbruck. I messed up his name, and I know the dude. So check that out. That's in Minneapolis, USA.
Yep. And let's rattle off just a few more here. April 13th, VHS Cyber Nights Volume 3 is going down in Budapest, Hungary, and that's going to feature Dandroid, Kai Steele, and Gridscape.
April 18th, The Substitution, Karen Zoe Lee again. She's making her...
The Substation.
Round... What did I say?
The Substitution.
Oh, I messed up. The Substitution. I did it again, didn't I?
Yeah.
Jules, you do this. I can't do it anymore.
April 18th in Seattle, Washington. The Substation is the venue. Karen Zoe Lee is going to be doing a DJ set with Holy Water playing there, as well as VHS Celebs, who we've had on as guests this season. And everybody's favorite artist, User.
Yeah, nice.
So that goes down April 18th in Seattle.
Very good. All right, I'm going to try again. April 24th to the 28th, we have Neotropolis with Starcadian, Street Cleaner, Megatronics, Knight Rider 87, Power Rob, Starfarer, and VHS Celebs at the Mojave Desert.
Yeah, that's a little cyberpunk, I guess, festival that goes down in Mojave. And every year now they're adding more and more synth artists to their lineup.
That's insane. I would love to do that in my younger days, before kids.
I'm gonna jump ahead and just mention a couple more. July 8th, good old Steel City Collective. They've got Hotline Bristol Part 2 going down on July 8th in Bristol, UK, and that's so far it features Nina and Radio Wolf, Dana Jean Phoenix, Taurus 1984. Robert Parker, the doctor of synthwave, and there's going to be more to be announced. So,
holy crap,
big stuff going down in Bristol. And finally, the Midnight, they just finished their Australia tour. They're going to be coming to North America from September 6th to October 18th. They're going to be in the US and Canada, and they're going to be playing with Chromeo.
I can't wait for this show. Chromeo is. I always wanted to see Chromeo, and to see the Midnight and Chromeo on the same bill, that's just super fun. So don't miss that.
A couple of shout outs in the YouTubes. We're joined by Neon Samurai. Welcome back.
Hey.
And Ryan Harder.
Very good.
Of course, as I said, just type in synthwave events in Google, and you'll find our calendar of all these events.
That's it. That's the good stuff. We have 2 more tracks, so let's dive into one more track here, and then we'll get ready to wrap things up and send you guys off to bed.
Yeah.
All right. Something.
Well, French artist Jesse Mock is back with a new album called Legacy of Ages, and he's kindly submitted a track from the album for us to play. This is Electric Dreams by Jesse Mock, right here on Night Ride FM.
Dreams.
And that was Jesse Mock with Electric Dreams.
Dude, more guitar, more shred wave.
More shred for your
Jesse
wave.
Mock is amazing. He's actually pretty prolific. He puts out albums, like 2 albums every 2 months. He puts out an album, and they're amazing.
Yeah, he's on fire.
Trust the French to do it right.
Yeah, French people are cool in our book. So we have some Patreons, and we want to give a quick shout out to our Patreons of Night Ride FM. We have new this month. We have Timothy Collins. Mm-hmm. We have Hono. Mm-hmm. We have Red Ice Water, and we have Embryonic. Embryonic does a show on Night Ride FM.
Yeah, Embryonic does a show, I think, Fridays?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's Fridays or on the weekend.
One of our DJs on here on Night Ride FM.
So you can also go to, patreon.com/NightRideFM to become a patron of Night Ride FM. And
yes, it costs money to keep the music going 24/7.
It does. It's not cheap. I think it's about $500 or so a month to put out all that bandwidth, because we put it out in the best quality, 320
Doesn't
kilobits.
Z have like 3 or 4 or 5 servers going?
Yeah. Oh, he definitely has 2 servers going for sure. He just got the American server, which apparently is crap, but I think Z is just he's anti-American. It's always like every time he talks about the American anything, the American server, the American, he's just like, this is a bunch of crap.
If you don't know who Z is, he's the overlord who coded up the entire NightRide.fm.
He comes from the Holy Land of Australia.
He's an artificial intelligence.
Yes, he's not real.
We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Of course, if you want to support Dennis and I here on The State of Synth, you can go to thestateofsynth.com.
In support, we mean by buying us a beer, because that's all the
There's a little buy us a
need.
beer thing in the top right of the website. And of course, on that page, you can see our upcoming interviews, artists that we have on the way.
It's like a calendar.
You can also get all our previous shows.
Yeah. So it's
with
good.
Notes and show notes. And
show notes. Yeah, we do have every single one of our shows. We have our show notes, our script, and everything like that. We have helpful links. We have links to all the artists and where you can buy the music, and some of the interview questions. So if you ever need to reference them, you can always just download the file and take a look for yourself and figure out how much reading we do and how much we just make it up as we go along, which is usually how I do it.
By the way, Destarian, thanks for the reminder. Embryonic, who does shows here, is also a producer. You can find his music at embryonic.bandcamp.com.
Yeah.
If you want to throw him a buck.
Throw him a coin. Throw a coin to your local synthwave producer. We appreciate it. We have one more track here. We're going to get ready to close it out and set you off adrift into your alternate dimensions or universes, or wherever it is that you may hail from. And we're going to give you this one last track. So, Jules, you want to go ahead and take care of the doings on this one?
Yeah. All right. So, that's our show. We're going to play you out with the newest track. By the way, big thanks to our guest tonight, Lost Nights.
Yes.
Okay, Cody.
Lost Nights is amazing.
It was awesome. The new album, Noah's Ghost, is incredible.
Get it.
And
check it out.
Go to noahsghost.lostnightsmusic.com. Check out the Choose Your Own Adventure and get 7 free tracks. And then do it again and get 7 different free
Just
tracks.
keep doing it over and over again so you get all the tracks. And then you're a winner.
I like what Desarian said. Toss a coin to your synth fam.
That's it. That's very important.
Didn't Dimmy make a cool cover?
Witcher
of the
cover.
Witcher?
Yes.
Sound. Yeah, the Witcher theme.
It's good stuff. Yeah,
So
I love
cool.
Dimmy K. So,
all right. Where was I? Oh, yeah. We're going to play you guys out with the newest track from New York artist Arena. We've played a couple of songs tonight that had wicked guitar. And, of course, if you like your AOR style art synthwave, basically, with shred and guitar and vocals and stuff like that, you will love Arena. He did an amazing cover of Van Halen's Dreams.
Oh, that's right.
And, so, by the way, if you like this kind of music in the YouTube, I was talking to MH, and I was suggesting some artists. If you like this kind of music, check out The Runaway Wild.
Yes.
And, of course, LeBrock, McCrocklin and Hutch, Ultra Boss, Arena. And if you want to go a little more metal, you can check out Megatronics. They've got a new cover of a Judas Priest song, and Power Rob just wails in it like a banshee. It's incredible.
It's good stuff.
Anyways, I'm running.
You're running.
Just getting sidetracked. Here it is. We're playing you out with this new track from New York artist Arena. This is Fever. From all of us here at Night Ride FM, have a great night.
Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
shoulders and her hair in the wind. We're chasing down the sun as the moon rises in.
My hands slide down as you shift into gear.
If love were a battlefield, I'd surrender here.